Hello you beautiful people and welcome back to Joeboy Racing. I'll be bringing you a day 4 preview today along with reviewing my day 2 selections to see how they got on. So let's get into it. So first off, we'll do the review of my day 2 bets. I had Spicy Marge up in the Queen Mary Stakes, the Group 2. Was very disappointed with how it got on. I really thought it was going to perform better after watching it romp home at Newmarket. Wasn't to be on the day. I also put up Anti-Post. I was on Cardiff by the Sea at 25 to 1, shortened massively in the market. I think it was because it was that second to Charles Darwin, and it ran really well. Ended up coming fourth. It was close for second, third, fourth. Just finished outside the placings for me being on it Anti-Post, but I know if you were on it via my tip, I know it was shorter once the video was up, but if you was on it the day before or on the day, you would have got 4 places. You would have had a little return back on an each way selection. Moving on to the second race, the Queen's Vase, which was another Group 2 race. I put up as my selection Karmas, and luckily it done the business for us. Was super impressed with it. I mentioned on the day 2 preview that I had questions over Shackleton and Scandinavia's staying abilities because they were unraced at the trip, whereas I thought the step up of only 1 furlong for Karmas would suit it perfectly, and he stayed on so gamely. Was cheering him over the line, and he come in. I was on it Anti-Post at 11 to 2. I believe he ended up going off around the 5 to 1, 4.5 to 1 mark. So hopefully you guys that watched the video jumped on it and got yourself a nice winner. The third race, the Duke of Cambridge Stakes, another Group 2 again, another good race. I put up 1 look and a small each way play on Soprano. I was on it Anti-Post at 11 to 2 again. Didn't have as big a stake as I did on Karmas, and I think it was disappointing. They both come last. 1 look and Soprano, they both come last, so it wasn't to be for me on that tip. However, I think 1 look is going to be a good horse. I think it just needs a little bit more juice in the ground. I think good to firm, maybe just a little bit too quick for it. So on to the Prince of Wales Stakes, the big one of the day, the Group 1 over 1 mile 2 furlongs. I put up Los Angeles and put it up as my nap of the day, and he got thumped. I was not expecting that. It's disappointing because I was actually on Ombudsman when he lost to Al McQuam on seasonal reappearance, and from what I saw that day, I thought he was going to end up getting in a battle with Los Angeles or See the Fire, and just not have enough bravery to get it over the line. But boy, was I wrong. He was super impressive, and it just goes to show if you like a horse, just because it runs bad first time out, don't jump off it, because I think he come in at 7 to 1 in the end on the day price. And he looked very, very good. Looked like a very good horse. Definitely one to put in your tracker. And then lastly, from our day 2 selections, in the Windsor Castle Stakes, the Class 1 listed race, I put up my selection of Havana Hurricane. At 12 to 1, I was on it Anti-Post. Had a nice decent bet on that as well for me. Obviously, staking is different for people. What's a big bet, what's a small bet, but yeah, he come in 12 to 1. The race panned out how I thought it would be. It's interesting, this keeps happening over and over again, where it's the horses coming off the pace with a quick turn of foot that are delivering the winners. I believe it was Misinformation went in before that as well. It might have been a couple of races before. Oshie Murphy done exactly the same thing. Horses that have got that turn of foot, got enough stamina in the tank just to sit in behind, get cover, and then deliver over the last furlong and the last 2 furlongs with a quick turn of foot, seem to be doing the business. So if you're one of the ones that likes to look into form and stuff yourself and speed figures, then definitely keep an eye out for that. But yeah, another good return at 12 to 1. It went off shorter again. I think it went off at 8s or 7s or 9s, something around that mark. yeah, very, very pleased with that selection. So there's another 2 winners on the day. Day 1 we had 2 winners, including the nap. Another 2 winners on day 2, which, you know, for my first couple of videos, I'm chuffed with. And they weren't short price favs. So very pleased with that. So right, we'll get into previewing day 4. I'm recording this before day 3 is being run. So fingers crossed I'll put up a couple of winners on day 3. I found day 3 out of all the days that I've had a look through to be the hardest to tip, but fingers crossed we can get another couple of winners. So day 4 on the Friday at 2:30 we have the Albany Stakes, which is a Group 3 over 6 furlongs. Aidan O'Brien tops the market once again. What a surprise with Signora. It is got the pedigree. At time of recording, it's 11-4. It's a Frankel filly, and Aidan O'Brien's horses normally come on for the run, so it wouldn't surprise me if I take it on at my peril. But I am going to be taking it on. I've had a look for all the runners in here, and the one that I've fallen on is a horse called Gold Digger at 8-1. I am going to be betting at anti-post just in case it shortens. And if it doesn't shorten, if it lengthens, I'm probably going to put another bet on it as well, because I think this horse has really good claims. He won impressively on debut, and again it was that turn of foot. Jamie Spencer just held on to him, and when he asked for it, the horse absolutely bolted up really quick in the last furlongs, and it was just to get in front that Jamie Spencer kicked him on. After he got in front, he actually sat tight, so he didn't win by a massive margin, but it's because I don't think Jamie Spencer fully unloaded the tank on him. I think he's got loads more speed. I think his top speed was just shy of 44 miles an hour, which is super impressive. And yeah, I think this horse will go really well. Jamie Spencer's on it again. If he can deliver a similar type of ride, I think this horse is going to romp home. So another one interesting in there is Green Sense. He's probably got the best form in the race. He was actually second in front of Signora last time out, behind Lady Imam, who is going to be a top horse. Looks really good. Shame she couldn't come to the meeting this time round. But I don't know, for me, I feel like it was a little bit more exposed than Gold Digger. So that's why I'm not going to be backing Green Sense. But, you know, if you have a look, you might find that Green Sense is more to your liking because of the form rather than the performance of Gold Digger. One worth mentioning at a price is Ipanema Queen, who ran really well again on debut, won by a mile. So if you like a value angle play as well, then maybe jump on that as well. But for me, I think I'm going to be putting quite a bit down on Gold Digger. So we move to the 305 Commonwealth Cup Group 1 over 6 furlongs. Cracking race, very tricky to try and find some value here away from the Fav. Shadow of Light rightly is the Fav. He's probably the classiest horse in the race. Ran really well at the Guineas, and obviously Field of Gold has franked that form a couple of times. Maybe the concern could be the step down in trip, but I think that the turn of foot that he showed on that Guineas run shows that he probably is better to be dropped down in trip. I think the second in the market, Babouche at 9-2. You know, he's an out-and-out 6 furlong horse. He's beaten Whistle Jacket. So I think he probably is the best, you know, second out. It's a Jerline's horse, and obviously he's similar to Paddy Toomey. He doesn't like putting horses, he doesn't enter horses over in England unless he thinks they'll go really well. So I could see Babouche putting a good challenge down, and at 9-2 you could back him each way and still get the majority of your stake back if he places, which I think he will. Bet365 are offering 5 places. I can't see Babouche finishing outside the top 5, so I couldn't put you off that. I was on Lavani the last day. He was a little bit disappointing on reappearance, but he does have you know, he does have the class of when he was a 2-year-old, he was a classy horse. So at 33 to 1s, and also Diablo Rojo, who you can get at 40 to 1s at time of recording with 4 places. So if you're looking for each way value, those would be the 2 I was sort of sided with. I'm probably going to end up just backing Babouche each way, hoping that he'll go close with Shadow of Light. But if you're one of these punters that likes to lump on short prices, then I think Shadow of Light is probably the bet. Moving on to the 3rd race. So on my other previews, except from day 1, because obviously I was there on the day, I haven't been tipping up the handicaps. But I'm going to tip up the Duke of Edinburgh Stakes over 1 mile 4 furlongs, because there is a horse in here that I have a soft spot for. I backed him last year at Royal Ascot and he come in for me. It was a bit of a lump job as well, and he done the business. He was well handicapped that day. He was a short price fav, and then on his reappearance he did not run well at Newmarket. But again, first time out, like I said before with Ombudsman, you shouldn't just jump off a horse because he was bad on his seasonal reappearance. So the horse that I'm putting up is Hand of God. You can get 5 places about it at 8 to 1, which I think, considering he's gone off sort of 2 to 1 in his last 2 races, is good value. And it was because he was disappointing at Newmarket last time out, but he was dropped down in trip, which I didn't think would suit. I think the step up in trip now, another 2 furlongs as to when he won last time at Royal Ascot, will suit him. I believe William Buick's on board, which is always a good thing. You can see what he done on Ombudsman, and they've got an idea now, I think, as well after Ombudsman, of how to deliver him. Don't try and be up on the pace, don't try and lead from the front, just sit in, use the horse's speed. And he did. When he won at Ascot, he had the last couple of furlongs were really impressive on the speed figures. So yeah, for my selection for the Duke of Edinburgh Stakes, the Class 2 handicap, I'm putting up Hand of God. The next race, the 4:30 Coronation Stakes over 8 furlongs, which is a Group 1 race. I'm going to be putting up, again, really competitive race, tricky to... Sorry, it's 4:20, not 4:30, the Coronation Stakes. I was at Newmarket on the day when Falakea bolted up, looked super impressive. Again, I'm a little bit put off because of the step down in trip. You know, it looked like it was a 1 mile 2 furlong horse. It's being dropped back down to a mile. So I think you could maybe say that that is a little bit of a concern. Zaragana as well is the other one at the top of the betting. Horse has never won on good to firm ground or even good ground. It's always been on the softer side of good, which I think is a concern. We'll have to see on the day. They are obviously market leaders for good reason because of the form that they have. But I've decided to put up as my selection a horse called Kon Tiki, or Tiki. Currently trading at 7 to 1 with 3 places. Just watching him last time out at York, I believe it was, he seemed to have that good turn of foot that I've been saying that I think is the way to go in these races. Yeah, good turn of foot over the last 2 furlongs. Another one that I like here at a little bit of a bigger price is 12 to 1. If 7 to 1's too slim for you, there's a 12 to 1 shot called Chantilly Lace or Chantilly Lace. 3 places, 12 to 1, very unexposed. He put up a big race in the, was it the 1,000 guineas, I believe? Yeah. He was only 2.25 lengths behind in the 1,000 guineas, and that was the 2nd time he's ever run in his career, and it was the 1st time out. So I think as the most unexposed horse in here, and running well second on seasonal reappearance and the 2nd only ever race in a Group 1 race, I think that bodes well. I could see him improving massively and being in the frame for sure at 12 to 1. So main selection is Kontiki, but keep an eye on Chantilly Lace at 12 to 1 to be in the frame. Again, I've not been mentioning handicaps. I'm just going to mention two quick names. I'm not going to go into it too deeply. But Betty Clover at 12 to 1. They're paying 6 places on the 5 o'clock Sandringham Stakes, the Class 2 handicap over 1 mile. They're playing 6 places. Betty Clover at 12 to 1. Hasn't got a tons of ones next to her name, but you know, she's been racing in group races, Class 1 listed races, and not finishing too far off. So that cliche of a group horse in a handicap, I think she is better than a Class 2 handicap. So I could see Betty Clover going well at 12 to 1. And another one was Silver Ghost, who showed a good turn of foot. I was actually there on the day at Goodwood when she went in. She's 12 to 1 as well. And yeah, a couple at a decent each way price for you to maybe have a small each way play on. I'm not going to be going mad on them. Probably would just side towards Betty Clover because she does seem to be quite well handicapped as well, considering you know, the sort of races she's been in. And interestingly enough, she only lost by a nose, not last time out, but the time out before, lost to Crimson Advocate by a nose, who ended up bolting up for that Group 2 race yesterday. So the form's pretty good on Betty Clover in that respect. So yeah, I'll just mention that one quickly. And then the last race I'll be putting tips up for the day is the King Edward the 7th Stakes over 1 mile and 4 furlongs, which is a Group 2 race. And Amerlock is the selection for this. Same meeting when I was there at Goodwood with Silver Ghost and also French Master, who I put up as my nap of the day on day 1 that come in. Amerlock was super impressive. I was on him as well, anti-post on the day, ending up shorting him right up as a short price favourite. There's not great juice in the price at the minute. Let me see what he's currently trading at. Sorry guys, bear with me. You can get him at 15 to 8 with 3 places on Bet365, so I couldn't put you off doing a win-only bet. It was a funny running because watching him on the day I was a little bit nervous because he had to be rousted along from a long way out, reminded that he was in a race, but I think he's just that sort of quirky type. And when they did come into the straight with that gap to gallop in, down the middle, he just pulled clear. Really, really impressive turn of foot again. I think that's going to suit this race the way it comes out. He absolutely cruised past them. Have I put anyone else in there? Yeah, no, that is the selection is Amerlock. Aidan O'Brien's got a couple in here, Puppet Master. I'm hoping that they shorten right up and Amerlock comes out to, like, you know, 2.5, 5 to 2, maybe more. He's got a couple of runners in there, but I think Amerlock is a proper stayer. I think even if they go off at a proper gallop to make it a real test of stamina, I think that might even suit Amerlock, to be fair. He looks like a proper stayer. I don't think the stamina's, you know, going to be a concern, and I think that turn of foot, once it comes to home straight time, 2 furlongs, 1 furlong out, similar to French Master, he's going to be given that room to gallop and just cruise past them. So yeah, it's a tough one for nap of the day because I don't want to keep putting up short price favourites for nap of the day, but Amerlock is going to be my nap of the day. I wish I'd have bet on him anti-post. I actually bet him anti-post for the 1 mile 6 furlong race previously, and then he was withdrawn and put into this race. Again, stamina's not a concern because I fancied him over 1 mile 6 furlongs. I will say though, it was very close between Amerlock and Gold Digger for my nap, so maybe have 2 naps of the day. Obviously there's probably a little bit more danger on Gold Digger, but I mean, at the price 8 to 1, I think that's a decent price at time of recording. Hopefully he drifts out to something silly and then I'll get on him again, but I will be backing him anti-post at 8 to 1. Amerlock, I'm probably stronger on. I've seen him in the flesh. I know what he can do. So yeah, I'll put them up as a double nap, 2 naps of the day, Gold Digger and Amerlock. So that's my day 4 preview. Hopefully we get some winners in day 3. When I do my day 5 preview, I'll review day 3 selections to see how I got on. We've had a couple of winners on the first 2 days, including 1 nap, so I'm very pleased about that. Hopefully if you watched, you guys jumped on those selections and made a bit of dough. Give me a like, give me a subscribe if you do like the video, if you have won money on my selections. Leave a comment if you've earned any money this festival so far, if there was any long shots that you fancy, if there's any short price favs, your naps of the day, who you've been impressed with. Just drop a comment down there. I really want to try and get a community going of horse racing lovers, or bring as many new beginners in as I possibly can. So yeah, just get involved. I've made a Twitter as well. I will be posting on these video links onto Twitter as well. So if you want to if you love tweeting or twittering, jump on there as well. Give me a follow.